Hi Gemini, welcome to your end of October 2018 love reading. It's Raina here with the nasally voice, dealing with a flu. So yeah, feeling like a truck ran over me, basically. But so I'm a little bit spacey, and not that I've taken anything. I just from the experience of, being in the midst of it. But yeah, this is the first time I've done a mid-month or end-of-month love reading. I usually only do one a month, but I started the first set at the very beginning, and I just want to. I've been kind of like playing around with the spread and seeing if I can do it in a more concise manner. Sometimes it seems like people are more receptive for a particular reading when it's time sensitive, when it's in that zone. So I just want to see if that's if my theory will bear fruit here. I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and I'm picking the cards from behind the camera because I have a chipped card that I know what it is. I don't want to avoid the card, and I also don't want to pick it knowing what it is. So till I shade it in with a Sharpie, I'm just doing it from behind the camera. Oops, I go like this. This is a different spread, that's why I was like kind of a little. I probably put this too. The Hangman is a bat. It's cute. I think I've gotten that like. I don't think I've gotten that very much because that's what made me laugh about it. And I'm doing this deck because it's kind of Halloween-y to me. So this is for single and coupled peeps. Your love life, in a nutshell, is described by the Ten of Cups. Well, are you engaged to be married? Are you about to move in with somebody? Are you in marital bliss? Because that's what the Ten of Cups represents. So I'm going to leave that up to you. It's something very positive. So let's just say at the very least that you're in love and you have met somebody, even if you're single. You're about to meet a person that might qualify for this. This is a card of like happily ever after, and humana. I'm in a weird mode. When I was younger, I used to get colds all the time when I was in high school, and I used to take that stuff. I wonder if they still have it on the market. It was called Comtrex, and I don't take anything now because I want to purify my body. I don't want to suppress the fever or anything. I want to bring it on. But I remember one time I took this Comtrex, and I like, it was like speed or something. I like cleaned my apartment. I was just like, oh wow, I was raring to go. But I don't take that. So I haven't taken stuff for a cold in many years. Oh, but then you have to reap the whirlwind of like, but anyway, this is what you need to work on with your relationship. It's Father of Pentacles, and it's a card of that's connected to the King of Pentacles. So how could that possibly be something to deal with? Well, if you're the type of person, now if you know what your chart is, you might know that you have some inner planets in Cancer, which would be like wanting that financial security, then you might tend to gravitate towards earth signs like Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and yet you're not really compatible with them. So you're really kind of attracted, oh wow, this person owns their own business. Oh wow, they make a lot of money, but you got that, it's like fear-based, because it's really, you're looking for somebody who's going to be a good provider instead of somebody that you really, you're an air sign, you need somebody that you have that mental rapport with, Gemini. You can't get away with a pedestrian relationship, because it won't cut it. Eventually you'll get bored, and you're very easily bored. You're like ADD, bored. Okay, so somebody has to capture your interest, and money in and of itself will not capture your interest, except for those, what would I call them? Those samskaras. I don't know. That's I think that's a Buddhist term, but it's like those, that part of you that could be possibly fear-based. That is, maybe you saw that with your parents, that they really emphasize so much about, potential calamity, and like, oh, you got to have a lot of money, and so that's what keeps you in this pattern, but you're trying to break out of it because it's not happening for you. Now, another thing that could be happening too is that you could be having an affair with your boss, even though you have a good marriage. Again, the King of Pentacles can be somebody in a position of authority that's in a business or like money handling association, even like like the Board of Trade or some kind of financial institution like a bank. And so I was kind of puzzled when I saw that Ten of Cups, because I was thinking, well, what if somebody's single and they get the Ten of Cups? What does that mean? Well, it could mean that you're about to meet someone that really floats your boat, but you're dealing with maybe the Father of Pentacles. You have to get out of that relationship. Maybe they are the father of your child, and so it's not that easy to snap your fingers and say, poof, be gone. But it's possible, I suppose, that the Father of Pentacles is like a boss, and you're having an affair with him. And why are you having the affair? I would say it's because you're always looking for stimulation. You're looking for novelty. Gemini can be very capricious, can be very, in some cases, fickle, where it's hard for you to sustain anything. You're an air sign, but you're a mutable sign. So you're very easily, mutable signs they're very easy to adapt into whatever circumstance they find themselves into, and that can be very valuable in certain instances, but it can also lead to a rather changeable persona. And definitely with Gemini, because your ruler is Mercury. Mercurial, you never heard that term? So it's something that could be like, you're like, why am I doing this when I have this happy relationship? Why am I sabotaging it? The advice is the Four of Swords. So this could be about spending time by yourself. Maybe going, checking out if they have retreat centers in your state or province or country that are run by a religious organization. Sometimes they're very inexpensive and they're in nature. By the way, I don't know why they have the sun in the third eye of the lamb, but, it's interesting. I'm sure it means something. So, yeah, so you may have something that you need to sort out. You may need to get a little bit of distance. Take a little bit of distance between you and someone else, because you fear that this is going to impact your life in a very negative way. In general, this could mean that keep yourself open to a fellow sword sign, air sign, Gemini, and I don't know, another Gemini, but Libra, Aquarius, or maybe they have it rising and you notice right away that they are, you could tell that they are like you in certain ways, and there's an instant attraction to this sort of person. What's coming in? It's represented by the Hangman. I just love I think bats are so cute. I don't know if anybody else agrees with me. This is the Hangman, and then what a perfect... The Hangman is about being in suspension. Okay? So, in this particular case, it might mean that you have to let go of resistance to something. If you're single, and you're... Oh, you know what? If you're single, maybe this is what you're really looking for. That's what where your mind is at. You know, did you just hit 30? Did you just hit 35 or 40? You're like, I got to get married. I got to do this. I got to do this. And let go. You may think that that's counterintuitive. You might think, how am I going to get what I want if I let go of pursuing it? But you would find that it does happen energetically, because by holding on to something, by being too rigid about it, even though you're flexible in most areas, maybe you have Mercury and Taurus for all I know, but you have to be able to, first of all, have faith that you can have what you want. A lot of resistance is coming from, and yet again, fear-based thinking, where someone believes that in their heart of hearts they believe that they don't deserve love, and or that it's just not in the cards for them, pardon the pun, you know. And so they think by always looking for the next relationship and not just letting it unfold organically, that is being lax, and that means that they're going to get even further from their goal. And really, the Hangman is about surrender when it's in the upright position. And surrender, some people think that surrender is synonymous with giving up. No. Surrender means that you're letting go of the need to experience something here and now, in this moment. That you're happy in this moment. If you're not happy by yourself, and you are constantly on the prowl for some relationship, because you think that person is going to, you know, like that cheesy line from, what was it movie? Oh, I just had it, you know, I know it's like something Maguire, you know, Jerry Maguire, you complete me. I can't stand that line, because it's like nobody, if you think that somebody completes you, that means if they're not there, that you're not whole, that you're missing something. And I know that, you know, it's a line in a movie, and it's just meant to sell, you know, to just like capture everybody's hearts. But I'm just saying that to me, it's erroneous to think like that. So the more that you can just, you know, be here now and allow yourself to experience whatever you need to experience. With the Four of Swords, you may need to do some soul searching. Maybe you've been so active looking for Mr. or Ms. Right that you have neglected your own spiritual nourishment. The outcome is the Five of Wands. I always associate this with Aries, which would be a great sign for you. I think an Aries person could keep you on your toes. But this is also getting in the fray, getting, you know, competing for, you know, if you're like dating, you're kind of getting in there and mixing it up and having passion while you're doing it. You know, you're not kind of trepidatious, but having fun. I think that when I think of fire, I think of the inner child. I think of, you know, being playful and passionate, and it's really a good vibe to be in. And yeah, maybe you are looking for that person for the rest of your life, but it doesn't mean that you can't have fun doing it. Okay, Gemini, that's what I have for you. So if you'd like a private reading, the link is below. I wish you all the best in the month, or the end of the month of October. Have a great time. Bye.